Hey everybody, welcome into the Beehive. I'm your host, TheBee at LLC. This is where we stack precious metals like it's pollen and nectar. And today we have Ian Everard with us again. Let's pop him up here. Ian.
Hey.
How we doing?
Not
too bad. How's your week?
It's been busy. Yeah. I had some long run deliveries to do and collections, and it's been our best week in over a year.
Really?
Yeah.
That's good to hear. What is it, a lot of into the shop there? Or
Yeah, we've been doing some trades, helping people trade out of 1,000-ounce bars and 100-ounce bars into mainly the 2023 maples.
Oh, okay. Nice.
It's a real good opportunity at the moment. I think the premiums are just the lowest I've ever seen on a maple.
Sure. Yeah, premiums are down, huh? Yeah, what are they right now? What are you running there?
For reasonable quantities, we're doing $2.60 on the 2023 maple.
Nice. Cool. I see. So yeah, just getting something that's a little more, something that breaks down a bit easier than a 1,000-ounce bar. Plus it's got a sovereign coinage behind it.
Yeah, get a sovereign 4.9 fine. It's the last year the queen will be on the maple. It's got the years of her reign. I don't know if you can see, if anybody hasn't seen one.
Sure.
Can you see just to the side of a portrait there? It's got the years of the queen's reign.
Okay, that is a unique. So that's the 2020. What version is that?
That's a 2023. They didn't do a 2023 king, unlike on the Britannia. So yeah, it's a 23 maple.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I haven't seen that design before. That was kind of cool. I see. Welcome in, David Carlisle. So yeah, what Canadian maples on, is that just kind of the standard go-to right now, or Eagles are down too, and or what?
Eagles are holding steady around 425. I don't think there's much slack in that. You can get a Britannia, a King Charles 2023 Britannia for $2.50 for 10 cents less. But generally, unless you live in the UK and you want to take advantage of the tax advantages of the Britannia, the maple is easily worth 10 cents more.
Okay, cool.
And think about it, it wasn't long ago people were charging over $3 for a generic round.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, interestingly enough, I just put out a short yesterday. My wife texted me a deal from Costco silver. So because I'd been telling her about the Costco gold, the story running around, and I'd heard that silver was out, and I got a text from her, and sure enough, a member's deal. It was a pretty good deal. It was like $27. You have to be a member, that's where you're getting your discount there, but that's about the lowest I've seen Eagles. But I put in an order, and I should have known better, because they reject, like, the order went through. They said, we've received your order, thank you, blah blah blah, here's your receipt. But then the next morning, she got an email saying that it was declined because I used my card on through her account.
Membership. Yeah.
And so they pulled it, and then I said, well, you just get it and I'll pay you. But then when she went to get back and get it, they were sold out. So
yeah, I'm guessing they have a limit to the amount they're prepared to sell at that cost.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping to get in, but with that one little glitch, I didn't make it. So
well, give me a call after. We'll sort you out.
Cool. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. I'm planning on doing that. I made a little short about it. Just because if your wife is interested in silver, you want to take advantage of her being interested in silver. So I didn't want to say no when she was making an offer to get some silver.
Sure.
So yeah, she's always trying to get me to go Costco, but anyway. All right, so yeah, I wanted to just say a few things about last week, and a few things I was saying, and left it kind of open in the air, and I was thinking about it, but I kind of got my questions answered, and just from things that have happened and other people I've heard talk about it. And I just wanted to go over it just a bit. We were talking about the big picture and how it works, and I was kind of looking at the inflation side of things and talking about how, there's all this air inflated into the bubble, as they say. And I can see the inflation side easy, but I was struggling to see, like Lynette Zhang will talk about, it's this two sides of the coin. So I was struggling to see that other side, but then I seen a clip about the reverse repo and how that's work and what they're using it for, and all these banks shutting down and in trouble, and how they're just liquefying, plugging holes basically. So that helped me to see the other side, and just it helps me to make sure that I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and boy did it ever play out just within the last couple of weeks since we were last on.
Yeah, I mean, just today, the New York Community Bank, that's the bank that bought Signature Bank, their stock is down 35% today. Their last quarter's profit last year, it wasn't a profit, it was $250 million loss. Whereas the year before, when they hadn't bought Signature Bank, they made 172 million profit in the quarter the year before that. Wow. So it looks like they just bought a heap of garbage, and nobody wants to trade with them. And now they're in the big boys banking club, the 100 billion plus supposed assets. So they have to have more reserves and more regulations. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to bail out New York Community Bank.
Wow. Yeah, it's just, and I'm sure you heard about the whole what's going on in China as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how that'll end up affecting us as well, but that's just it. It's like any of these big blowouts can just have a backfire all the way down, is kind of the scary thing.
Mean, for sure, with the Chinese commercial real estate, the Chinese residential, I don't know. I don't know if Ray Dalio's repositioned, but go back a year and he was bigging up China, saying it's a big opportunity. And it looks like a lot of their property won't be worth 10 cents on the dollar.
Wow. Yeah, I've heard people talk about that, but you never know, how true it is. But yeah, it sounds like it's falling apart at this point.
And the same here. We've got some commercial office space, commercial property. It's selling for 30% of what it was valued at 10 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
So that's happening. You can look up these figures of repossessions, forced sales, shopping malls in particular, stuff where just the user trends have just changed completely.
Right. Yep.
That's going to have a knock-on effect. Because banks are going to view any commercial real estate as toxic.
Sure.
So even if you're in a sound position and you come up to refinance, they're just going to be saying no, or 10% or 15% interest.
I suppose. Yeah, and I mean you can see it in all areas. I mean, it's showing its ugly head in a lot of places now. So it's interesting to see the backside of it like this playing out so much, where it was a little disguised for me there before. But yeah, well, there's and a lot going on, and I guess just like with falls of empires, it's usually accompanied by war, and that's going on as well, more and more. So I don't know, as far as where this, is going to play out with the monetary side of things. but the whole Bitcoin is, to me, is just kind of a bait and a way to suck people into the electronic side of things, to try to secure their ideas of wealth online. And then, I know right now there's a big fight there, but even just sucking, turn it into, your money being online, to me is a big hook in itself. So, I mean,
yeah, I mean, we've several generations now I mean, they're just used to doing everything, aren't they, on their smartphone?
yeah, yeah,
So
I have a feeling that's where they're, obviously they're trying to bring in this CBDC, and, you'd think, there's a lot of people saying, oh, it'll never fly, but, it's there. I don't know. But
in the way I see it, when we have a complete banking crisis and a complete collapse, people will be so relieved to have a new digital dollar that works.
right, that's what I think.
And the bulk of people will see no drastic change in their situation on day one.
Right. Yep. They'll just roll over, and they're already talking about how they have a new system. Even the WEF is talking about how they have a whole nother platform operating that they're happy to be operating on. And it's just, I envisioned that beforehand, that, well, a lot of the system will go down, but of course they'll have one up. And so yeah, I think that's probably the way things are gonna roll. I don't see much, I don't put, again, I don't do the crypto thing, because I think that's just part of it. And so yeah, that's why I ended up on stacking like I do. So yeah, I mean, that's you don't know what is coming for sure, but the silver and gold is something that you can get in your hands, that you can be fairly sure of. And that's the promising thing about it for me, with what I see coming anyway.
I would say more than fairly sure. I mean,
Yep.
you've got it, you own it.
Right. And silver is, they've done a real good job with gold. It's knocking on its all-time high. So I mean, they didn't mask that as well. I mean, it's obviously being masked, but if you think, I mean, it's already up top basically. So
Only in its dollar terms, not
right,
actual.
for sure.
If you inflation adjusted it, gold is nowhere near.
Right, I agree, but I mean, even amongst the fiats, it's finally topped out on the dollar, and everything else is under the dollar, right? So
yeah, we seem to be holding above $2,000 from that was the November close, wasn't it? We broke 2,000 and held.
Yep, that seems to be kind of the new bottom. It's broke a little for a little while, but it usually is back up. So yeah, it seems to be the new bottom. I don't know, it could always be knocked out, but but yeah, I mean, really, to me, like, I watch the price levels too, but at this point, with what I'm seeing, there's really no need to focus on the daily moves. I mean, for the way I'm seeing things, because that's to me, it's kind of the one place you can go, and to me, this is playing out. So especially like I was saying, now seeing what's happened just since we talked last 2 weeks ago about, I was talking about that hole and not being able to see it as well, and then 2 weeks later, it's pretty obvious. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
So
and there's all the other Federal Reserve complicated schemes, the TARP, the temporary, asset release programs, and
right,
and they do the same thing. They create funny money out of nowhere and give it to the banks.
yeah.
So
yeah, and I mean, I know there's people who, in fact, I was watching John Rubino, and man, did he lay out what I'm trying to stutter and stumble through. He laid it out pure as clear water the other day, and it really helped me out after I'd already kind of seen it happening. But he then went ahead and laid it out again for me, yeah, it's pretty visible at this point to me. So yeah, but I mean, just for me, it's just keep pressing on. I mean, I was just kind of trying to reassure myself that I wasn't crazy, and but you know, and so on the one side of it, you see the inflation, and now I see the other side of it, this scary crashing could all fall side of it. But then of course, like today, the Fed came out and tries to say, you know, calm nerves and hold steady, and it's gonna get, I mean, either it's gonna go one way or the other, or it's gonna be really volatile type of thing, right? Because
Yeah.
I mean, I know they're trying to manipulate things too, but it's starting to show up pretty obviously everywhere, it seems like. So it seems like, yeah, it's starting to really take off. But Homestead Aquarius, welcome in, David Carlisle. Thanks for being here. All right, so yeah, I wanted to ask about bullion insurance. I had a question about that, and I thought you might know a little bit about that. Is there such a thing as bullion insurance, and like of your own home, or I mean, I know they would have it at depositories and whatnot, but
I think that depends a lot on your home insurer, whether they classify. I think most policies, personal possessions, depending on the policy, can give you a fairly substantial amount of cover. So you'd have to check out your own policy for that.
okay. Yeah, I didn't know if, you know, if that's even something you really want to do, but
yeah, you're sort of making it public if you declare what you want to insure.
Right, that's kind of the thing about it, is with whether you actually want to do that or not.
Yeah.
But for me, I think I would probably just, if I was at that point where I needed to have it insured, or you know, I'd probably store somewhere else securely, and maybe get that insured or something, and keep the rest private. But anyway, I don't know how I don't have that much money to worry about that. So but
you will do when it finds its real value.
Yeah. Well, at that point, I mean, even right now, we're seeing, you know, the counterparty risk, right? I mean, that's kind of the whole kit and caboodle right now is the counterparty risk for the average Joe, I think.
Yeah, I think it's guaranteed that your wealth will disappear if it's kept in the normal financial, whether it's stocks, shares, bonds, money markets, bank accounts, certificates of deposit. I think that's way more at risk than you know, taking some reasonable precautions, storing, making your own storage arrangements.
Yeah. We got here, pirates didn't have insurance for it. No doubt, Homestead, no doubt. All right, so yeah, I heard we finally got in an order I was excited about. Hey, Spokane Silver Stacker, welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, I heard we got that Osmium order in.
Yeah, it was way back when you visited, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You ordered the Shooting Star, so we've had a bit of the Osmium Institute had a bit of trouble with the customs getting the shipment over, but they finally resolved it. I think partly FedEx were not playing game and actually doing their proper due diligence. But yeah, finally we got them in. So yeah, we have your Shooting Star.
Nice. Beautiful.
I'll have to get it out. I think they look so much better out of the. I'll try not to drop it. I guess if I drop it, I've bought it.
Right. Make up my
mind. This one's on you. This one's sparkly on the back as well.
Really?
Yeah, that's the first piece. It's got quite a sparkle on the back as well as the.
Oh wow!
As well as on the front.
Oh wow! Look at that. That could be made into some interesting jewelry then for both sides. I wonder if it's good enough for both sides to be showing like that.
Well, this could be a first. Let's have a look.
Yeah, that's
it's got quite a nice sparkle on the back.
Wow.
So that would make an interesting pendant.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking to make out of them too. That's cool.
Yep. There we go.
Yeah, I really like that. Okay, here one of my LLCs told me that he didn't even have insurance on his inventory. Wow, yeah. Yep. I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, guns and dogs work pretty well.
That's it. That's it. And yeah, that's a sad part of it is just where some people's trust is. That's the scariest and saddest part that so many people have been lied to. Neil's Han Dynasty, welcome in. Good to see you, bud.
Hey there, Neil.
So yeah, which one was that one? Was that the smaller or the
I don't know if I want to sell that one to you now. Now that's the first.
well, I wonder if they're both the same like that.
I'll just pull up the
so yeah, guys,
so they have a QR code.
Okay.
So we'll just pull that up.
When I was up in Jackson Hole, we were looking through online at some of the selection, and we both really liked this shooting star, and they only had 2 available, so we ordered both of them, and we're just now getting them in and kind of looking at them and seeing which one we want. And apparently this is kind of the first design where usually it's kind of a flat metal back, where on that one there was sparkles on both sides. So I don't know if it'll be on both of them or not, but
yeah, so that one's around $350-ish with a bit of discount.
Lassie Farm, welcome in. Good to see you, bud. Got my osmium in here. I'm looking at my first piece of osmium. I get a purchase tonight, so I'm pretty jazzed about it.
So I don't know, will that show up on the screen, or is that just, can you see that, or is that too bright?
Bring it a little bit closer, and we might get it. And just kind of hold it up. Let's see. Yep, right there. Right, yeah, just hold it there.
There we go.
Okay, I can see it a little bit. Yeah, go ahead and just read it to us, though.
So that gives you the high resolution scans, the description of the piece. It has a cipher code, the weight, and then that's the live price in euros and the sparkle grade.
Nice.
So that's 0.17 grams, sparkle grade 2, 338 euros.
Okay, so that was sparkle grade 2, you say?
Yeah. So here's a sparkle grade. What's this one? So the other one we've got
sparkle grade 2.
There's a sparkle 3, but it's twice the weight. It's the same shape. So I don't know whether you might catch.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's quite lovely.
Nope. There we go.
Yeah, I'm really glad I got that design. That's really cool.
So yeah, you can choose which one you want.
Well, which does that have the same back? Let
me have a look.
Is the other one?
Yeah, it's this one that is sparkly on both sides. This thicker one.
Okay.
That's the back.
Wow, man, that looks like the front.
No, the front is even better. That's the front.
Wow. Boy. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to turn that one down. Tiger Stacker, welcome in, bud. So Tiger, I got 2 pieces of osmium here. We got our osmium in, and I'm picking a piece. And man, I don't know. That's quite a bit quite a bit more expensive, but I'm thinking to make it into a pendant for my wife.
It could hang. I guess you'd hang it that way up. Oh.
Yeah, you'd have to figure out how to do that, but
I've got an example here of an edged. Here's a letter D that is mounted in gold.
Ooh, nice. That's cool. Yep. See, yeah, I could get something to just wrap the whole falling star like that too. And with it being double-sided, it's nicer on the one, but if it flipped over, it would still look pretty sweet, double-sided like that.
Yeah, I'm sure I could get our goldsmith to do that for you.
Wow, man.
Anyway, no rush. I'm not in a hurry to sell it.
Well, I'm kind of in a hurry to buy it, is the thing. So let me ask a couple more questions about it here.
Sure.
So you were saying that there was a disc size where it's like these pieces are priced per piece. They're a little bit different, but so they have, each piece has its own premium, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, sure.
There is a disc that, go ahead.
Yeah, the bigger the piece, the less you're paying for the cutting compared to the weight of the piece. So they've gone halfway to making it fungible. They do a coin disc.
Yeah, I love that. I really like that. That's what I would want if this wasn't for my wife. That's what I'd be after. That's cool.
So those are 3/4 of an inch. Give you an example. What can we compare it to? Here's a 1/4 ounce Armenian Noah's Ark.
Yeah, nope, yep, that's about the right same size.
Yeah.
Boy, that's awesome.
So we're working with the Osmium Institute, and we're hoping that somehow they can get a uniform weight-sized piece with no premium and make it more fungible as bullion.
Yeah, that would be very cool. That's probably what I would be looking at, just because I don't know enough about it and I'm used to bullion and relating it like that. But so do you know how they, I mean, obviously as the price ticks up a little bit, they just have a way to adjust the piece by piece price, evidently.
Yeah, on the database. So you get so it's two ways you can check the current retail price of your piece. One from the QR code.
Okay.
Or two, you can see there's another code on there.
Yeah.
The WWAH. So you can type that into one of their websites, and that will take you to the same information.
Okay.
So that information. Oh, here we go. That's a good question. No, absolutely. So the crystallized osmium is actually more inert than diamond. It's the most inert anything. There's no acid or alkali or combination that will. So yeah, this is completely. You could eat it. You know.
I don't recommend it.
No. So yes, you can wear it. Normally, it's going to be mounted in gold, but a pendant could just have a gold band around the edge.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be backed. So yeah, unlike the raw osmium metal, which is toxic because it oxidizes, mixes with oxygen, forms toxic compounds. This is absolutely inert.
Completely inert. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna type in osmium. So which osmium should you want me to go to?
Sorry.
Well, I'm gonna share a screen here, and I was just wondering which osmium site should I pull up? Let's pull up the price one. What's that one?
So you can go to osmium-price. So that's PREIS. That's German for price. That shows you today's price, and you can pull it up in dollars. and have a look at what the month, the year, or all-time price action has been.
Okay. Okay, yeah, let me get over here and I'll share the screen. Okay. So
if you go to the top left there and select USD,
boom.
And then if you go to the time scale, click on all. So right in the middle of the screen, that's the price action since January 2017.
So that's a US dollars a gram, and it looks like we're starting off at about 565.
5.6, yeah, about 560.
And then, my goodness, what are we? We're 2021. We're at about 1200. And then, my goodness.
So we're bouncing around the 1500 at the moment.
Wow. So what return? Where did you hear about it?
I met the Osmium Institute, the vice president, and a couple of assistants were at the New Orleans Investment Conference in 2021, way back.
Okay.
Yeah. So I met them autumn 2021. I was skeptical till they told me about how rare it is, and I saw how beautiful it was. So when you learn it's the densest element, the rarest element, it's the eighth and final precious metal, nobody has heard of it. I insisted on buying some on the spot. They didn't have any they could sell, but I wasn't leaving their booth till I bought some. So I literally bought the ring off the vice president's finger.
Oh, wow.
I went back to my booth, counted up my cash box, and I went back again and I bought the pendant off her neck.
Wow. Cool.
So they knew I was convinced that this is a good long-term tangible asset. And its scarcity is hard to fathom. I mean, a cubic meter, 23 tons is about all we'll practically have to work with.
Yeah, that's crazy. And you said, and that's like a cubic meter, which is
cubic meter. Yeah, it's the densest element. So there's many reasons it can't be forged.
Okay.
Each piece, its crystalline structure is unique down to the size of a pen tip. Has 10,000 more recognition points than a human fingerprint. So it's a code in itself. It's because it's the densest element. You can't substitute. You can't because it wouldn't have the correct density. It's nearly as hard as diamond. It's more abrasive than diamond, and it's hundreds of thousand times rarer than diamond.
That's just amazing. Yeah. I was going to ask a question and it just slipped my mind, but
you can pull up another website and you could show people all the different shapes, or where they can look at the shapes. So if you go to buy Osmium, buy-osmium.
Hold on, I'm not sure. Let me just see if I can. Okay.
Hey, you're back.
Ooh, there's a nice ring. So maybe that was the ring that you bought. Do you still have that ring?
I do.
Very cool. Let me share this screen here then, if I can get to it. Can you see it?
There we go. So that you've got subheadings there, and that brings up the different shapes and sizes.
Yep. So yeah, let's see. There's boxes. Now these Staro split bars you said something about those being a little cheaper than normal, or what?
Well, they started around $60 for the single ones. So you'll find the single ones on the next category, stars and more.
Okay.
So if you go down to that bottom row,
small edge bar, small
click on,
Osmium star. Yeah.
click on that, then that will bring up what's available.
Okay, yeah. So that's 0.3 grand. Yeah, that's about the size of that one that I'm looking at. 0.3, a little bit smaller, but close for 617. Not
So
near.
that's a very heavy one. So
Yeah, okay.
if you move your cursor over the little eye in the circle,
Okay.
on the description, on the size, where it's got the size, see the little eye in the circle?
Hold on, I'm over here. I can't see. Let me come back over here. What am I supposed to be looking at?
Go to the description, the size. So you've got the weight, go across from the weight. See the little circle with an
Oh,
eye in
that
it.
one. Yep.
That's it. That will tell you the sparkle grade.
Okay.
So that's a sparkle 3. That's a very thick piece.
Okay, I see.
So to give you another example, if you go back to say letters and numbers. So if you go on the letter I,
Good job.
you see those are starting from
3 sparkle grade 3 at the top. 3.
And what's the price on those?
69, 71.
So you're starting in the $70 sort of dollar range after we convert to dollars and then give you some discount.
Okay.
So the pieces are, you can buy a piece for around the $70 at the moment.
Yeah. Awesome.
So we've got some ideas. We're doing some jewelry design ideas from using these letter I's because it's quite an interesting shape.
Okay, let me see. I can't. So when I need two. Now I understand why they're saying you need 2 screens. So maybe I can get another screen. Sorry, I'm jumping back and forth. Yeah. Okay. So you can get symbols. I mean, wonder about custom designs. Do you know?
You can get any reasonable design. You can see from the ones you brought up here, the detail can be really fine, and that's still just one piece of metal. It's in a crystalline form, but it's pretty robust. If you look at that 2D bespoke, what's that one? Lizard. Look how fine the detail on that is.
Right. Yep.
So yes, you can get a custom shape cut. And then you would also, when that gets delivered, you'd have a stainless steel piece of stainless steel, exactly the same shape that your jeweler can use to work to make the setting.
Oh, cool.
And then finally, on the last stage, actually place the osmium in the gold or the platinum or silver, whatever you're mounting it in.
Nice.
So they're working to make it accessible to goldsmiths and jewelers.
Very cool. And you say you got some hearts coming for Valentine's.
Yeah, we had some came in and they went out straight away. So we've got some more hopefully coming next week.
Cool. So all different prices, all different shapes, possibly even custom. I suppose that's a fair bit of premium there, but
yes,
can be done. Sounds like that's cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, I think I might have to do the double-sided one, Ian, after.
You want that one, don't you?
No, I don't know how I could. Being it's for the wife, I kind of.
That's the front. Oh, let's hold it better.
Oh man, that's awesome.
And if you think this is reflective, you should. Well, you've seen it in sunlight, haven't you?
Yep. Oh, I know what it's like. I know you can't see through there, but yep.
That's the amazing. Front. And then the back, it's finer, but it has got a nice crystalline pattern across the back as well.
Yeah, that's cool. That's what's awesome about. I really like that. So yeah, I think let's do that one. I'll just make it easy.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Ian.
It's not a problem.
So guys, we seen this design. He was showing me the different designs, and there was only 2 available, and he wanted one, and I said, boy, I better get the other one. And when he got them today, he was, before we came up, he said, "Well, you pick." And I said, "Oh,
You can choose. That was before I knew it was sparkly on both sides.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You spoke too soon. Check and Plata, welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, let's do that one, and
Okay.
and let's go ahead and walk through what you think what we can walk through, just so people know how we can go about purchasing this stuff.
Yeah, sure. So at the moment, if anyone's interested, go to that buy-osmium.com site. If you find the piece you look at, if there's a piece that's in the price bracket, and then just take a note of the description and give me a call. That's the best way at the moment, because at the moment each piece is completely unique. So we're working out if there's a better way to do it. But if you buy for us, we give you a discount, and we handle all the importing and the international wire and the shipping in the US as well, and we'll still be at a discount from the price on the Osmium Institute site. So at the moment, we're using this as our how people can have a look through what's available and get an idea of how the prices vary from the thickness and the weight.
Right.
So what I do, if I'm looking, say if you're on the squares here, I'd look for the lightest one for the sparkle grade that I want.
Right, and this is high because that's a sparkle grade of 5, so that means it's very coarse.
It's very big crystal pattern on that, so you'll get that bigger sparkle. But if you don't need that for what you're using, a thinner piece will be just as effective.
Right.
And you get more bang for your buck. The ratio of cost to surface area. As you can see, those prices go up and up and up the thicker you get.
Yeah. Okay. And so, yeah, kind of explain that to the people a little bit. I know it took me a few times of hearing it, is that so the coarser the sparkle, and the larger the sparkle grade, the coarser the piece is, the bigger the crystal forms.
There's a rectangle piece there.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I wish I could bring you up to full screen. I got to learn how to do that. Yeah. So you can get yourself a piece that is the same size of square, but a less coarse piece, a finer piece.
Yeah.
And that'll be a lot cheaper. So the less the sparkle grade, it might even be more sparkly because it's more fine. But
exactly for the use, the use you're using it. I mean, a jeweler, a designer, sometimes you want a fine sparkle.
Yeah.
And for other things, you want a coarser, more dramatic. So these are starting to be popular. The letters for making pendants, you can put initials in a row and make a really nice necklace.
Yeah.
And
sure, I bet.
We're going to get. You were just on the hearts, actually, on the bottom of those letters there.
Yeah.
So we have some of those coming in. So we're going to get those edged in gold to look like the like this. Oh, I put it back in its pack.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to get
those. Mrs. Coin Crew, welcome in. Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
So we're going to get those hearts edged, mounted in gold. Oh, like so that. Letter D.
Oh yeah, that's cool. That is awesome. I like that. So yeah, Mrs. Coin Crew, we're just looking at some osmium, crystallized osmium, and to give her a quick rundown of what crystallized osmium is, Ian.
Oh wow! So osmium in its raw metallic form is toxic. It's the 8th precious metal. It was first isolated 1804 by 2 British scientists. It would have many industrial uses. It's the densest element. It's the rarest element, but there's not enough of it for any industrial use. It's literally, we're going to have practically about 23, 25 tons which might sound a lot, but that's about a cubic meter, so smaller than your average office desk. Swiss scientists worked out over a four-decade journey how to crystallize it. So this is still pure osmium. It's 5, 9.5 pure minimum they certify it at.
Okay.
But when it's crystallized, it's a beautiful hexagonal crystal structure that is pretty well 100% reflective. So particularly in sunlight, you get beautiful blue, reflective colors, silver, gray. So it's, in my mind, it's the most beautiful precious metal. So this Swiss scientist met up with a German entrepreneur 10 years ago, and he sold all of his businesses to found an institute to bring this to market. I met the Osmium Institute 2021 at the New Orleans Investment Conference. When I saw this chart that B is just bringing up here on the price action and how scarce it is, the scarcest non-radioactive element, I insisted on buying some on the spot. So now we are the first US retailer, and we're having product made. We're selling it to clients as investment pieces, as a diversification in a precious metals portfolio. It's proving very, very popular with European family offices. They are spending literally millions on it, and they're very happy with the steady price action. The downside is liquidity. There's no rapid secondary market yet. We're doing our best to develop that with the institute in Germany and other institutes, and what we're doing ourselves. So we want to make it accessible as bullion as well as something beautiful to wear or give.
Yeah, yeah, and it has its own kind of code built into each piece, which is a whole nother cool element. It was kind of, I wasn't sure what to think about it when I first heard about it, but I don't know. I'm getting a piece anyway, and what it does, I mean, so they photograph each piece and put it into kind of a database, right?
Yeah.
And you can't replicate it, but you can scan it. And so it's basically, once you buy it, like I am tonight, it'll be put to my name. And so even if someone was to steal it, they can't resell it because it'll be tracked back to me.
Yeah, so your name won't be put on the database, but just an email that you choose.
I'm about to find out, but I guess you get a code, and then that's how you buy and sell it. And so I can sell my piece to you, Mrs. Coin Crew, if you give me enough money and an email and whatever else I find out here that I need. But so yeah, it's interesting that way, but it ties it together. It's kind of like a house. It goes to your name. It can't just be stolen and resold in that way.
Yeah, there's no way to defeat the system and steal it, because the owner, will have the change of ownership code. So only the registered owner can assign new ownership.
Right. So yeah, I find that very cool. It's an asset that you're holding on to. You still have control of it, and you're holding it. You have ownership of it, but it's basically like it's a secure. It's more secure because it can't just be hijacked from you. So it's
and give an example of how scarce it is. This little 3/4 inch disc. To get about 2 or 3 of those, you have to move 10,000 tons of platinum ore.
Yeah. So, and whether we get all the how much was available if mining continues at this rate? About
so there's different figures. It would appear that about one metric ton is produced a year.
Yeah.
But the Osmium Institute will only use ethically sourced osmium, so they have to know the mine it comes from and the chain of custody. So that's ruling out a lot of South African and all of the Russian production at the moment. So we're just left with what comes out of Canada.
Wow. And that might remain the same for a while, huh?
Yeah, so I mean, the Institute have got pretty large. I think they got the world's largest reserves of the raw osmium metal.
Okay, cool. Well, let's start stepping into this process of buying this piece here. So, what do I need to do to call this mine?
Well, I've got to find it now. I'll put it down somewhere.
So I suppose the first thing is running the QR code, huh?
I'll put it down somewhere now. I got these osmium pieces everywhere. Oh, here it is. That was close call. That was on my.
You'll find it.
You want to show your? Oh,
yeah, hold on. Let me close this here. There we go. Yeah, so this is the piece that I got when I was down in Jackson Hole. I seen a piece in person in the sunlight, and it's amazing. It's the most reflective material.
Anything.
So anything, yeah. So it pops at you from across the room like you wouldn't believe. And so this is the piece here that I'm after.
Let's put it back in the box. You don't want to be messing with these little pieces on a thick carpet.
Right.
So let's put that back in the box. So this is the packaging it comes in.
Okay.
So if we pull up that QR code.
So yeah, this is very interesting to me here, guys. I've been wondering how this purchase is going to go. So we're going to find out what information is needed here, because this is a little bit different than buying a bullion piece where you just drop your cash and walk out with the silver or gold. And here you drop the cash and you have to have an email and a name. But or maybe not. Do you have to have an email or a name?
No. You basically you purchase it, and once you've purchased it, we will within a few days transfer the ownership. I seem to be stuck on the coin disc at the moment that I pulled up earlier. So let's try again. This is the first time it hasn't worked.
That's all right. That's all right. Try it a couple more, and if you can't get it, it's no big deal. We'll get it later. But so yeah. So
this is an example. So this is a coin disc we pulled up earlier.
Yep.
Is that better? Like
yep,
that?
Just hold it there. It'll come in. Yep. Just hold it flat, straight up. Yeah, that's good. You can see it there.
So that shows you they do high resolution 2D pictures and then a 3D scan, and then it has the description.
And it's going to give you a sparkle grade. You can get a more coarse sparkle grade, a higher sparkle grade, or a finer, lower, or a finer, more refined sparkle, I guess it would be.
Yeah, a finer crystal texture, and so the longer they run the process for, which is it's a 160-step process, involves cleaning the raw osmium to almost on an atomic level, and then they heat it to over 9,000 Fahrenheit to vaporize it, and then that vapor they coax it to crystallize evenly. So the longer they run that process, the thicker the piece and the bigger the crystals grow.
Okay. Cool.
And then the cutting is interesting. So for the bigger pieces, they laser cut, and then for the fine detail, they use electrical discharge machine, which runs an incredibly high voltage through a wire, and that sucks the osmium away atom by atom, and the wire doesn't even touch the sides, and that cuts a very, very fine cut. Hence, they can do these incredible detailed shapes.
Cool. All right. Well, so then if so what steps would we need to take next? Like, so you would get first, I guess I would need to pay. Is that basically?
That's it. Yeah, it depends. You know how nice how nice the customer is to me, what discount I can give. That's all. Or how pleasant the person is on the phone. Normally, they get more discount. So I work out the maximum discount, and I'll give you a dollar price that includes, you know, all in. So there's no extras. So we sort out the foreign wire transaction and importing it from Germany and ship from us to anywhere in the US.
Okay. So you'd give me a final tally number, and that would be the last thing I would need to pay to receive it?
That's it. And on that invoice, we would give you your code, this code here.
Okay. Yep.
That code there. So
okay.
you know exactly which piece, the piece that you agreed to buy is the piece you get.
And the one bit of information you will need from me besides my let's just pretend I was doing it in cash.
Yeah.
You would then also need an email.
We need an email of your choosing. Doesn't matter. You could make, if you want to keep it really secure, you could just make an email that's just for this purpose. So as long as you're in full control of that email and it's private, and then you will get an ownership code.
Oh, okay, does that come from the Osmium Institute then?
Yes, from the Osmium Institute. And then there'll be a transfer code. So if you want to give it to somebody or sell it to somebody permanently, then you transfer the ownership.
Okay, those are the details that I've been wondering about. Very cool. All right, well, we'll do that, and when we jump off here, and I'll have my first piece of osmium, I guess.
Wow. I mean, I must admit, B, that's the most beautiful piece I've seen, being crystallized on both sides.
On both sides. Well, you being such a gentleman and giving me that offer, I can't help it. Being it's for my wife, I can't help.
I know.
So
you do. I mean, here you can see this is the back of the coin disc. Can you see there is some fine crystallization going on there?
No, that right. But it's a more almost a smoother.
Yeah. Back. Can you see it goes from smooth to finer crystallization?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's an incredible process.
Show them the sparkly side of that. Now that you showed me.
Oh yes. Yeah, that's the sparkly side of that. This 3/4-inch coin disc.
And that's the way most look, is kind of flat and metallic on the back, just like a metallic bar, more like.
Yeah.
But then, and so that was what was unique about this shooting star, is that the backside of it was kind of crystallized as well. So
yeah,
so that's exciting. Can make kind of a cool jewelry piece out of it. And then now we also need to have a talk about, do I just leave it there and let you have it? If you have a good jeweler, you know, to have that set in, I'll have to have a talk with my wife and show her this video and see what she wants to do with it.
Yeah, I'll get my goldsmith to give you a price to
set that on,
either in gold or white gold.
Yeah.
I used to think it just looks best in white gold or in platinum, but to be honest, it looks beautiful in 14 karat gold as well, the Osmium.
Okay, awesome. Ian, well, we are winding down. We got a couple minutes left here for an hour, so we're already past time. But do you have any deals you want to talk about right quick or anything?
Yeah, we have the beautiful 2023 maples.
Yeah, and that's kind of a new design. They have the years there to the left of her.
This was just to commemorate the Queen's death. So it's got the years of her reign just to the left of her hair there.
Yep, cool.
So these come in tubes of 25.
Yep, okay.
But as a special for your viewers, we will do $2.60 premium per coin, no minimum.
Beautiful.
So a lot of places are selling these for $3.75 or more. So that's
awesome.
That's a great deal on that, and pretty well everything else that anybody wants, from 1/4 ounce coins. We've got a whole range of 10 ounce bars.
Yeah, do you still have those 10 ounce at like 75 over? Is that deal still applying?
We can do, yeah, we can find a 10-ounce bar, yeah,
Okay,
for
okay.
75. And then we got a nice range. We just got these ones come in.
Oh wow, what are those? Those are nice. I like those lines on there.
Yeah, they're pretty cool, aren't they?
Oh, that's nice.
I think this might be Mike Maloney's company because it's got gold, silver written.
Silver on. Oh man,
That's what
that's what I
his
want.
company's. So they might be Mike Maloney's. I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need some of those. Those are cool.
Yeah, they're like a reverse proof, aren't they, of a matte?
Yeah, that's nice. Nice.
Yeah, so those are 99 cents over.
99 over. Beautiful.
And then anything, you name it, where it's Eagles or Britannias, Krugerrands, Philharmonics, Kangaroos. We've got good prices on everything.
Awesome. All right, Ian. Well, we're running past time here, so we're gonna bring you back on again here in a couple of weeks, and we'll stick around here and we'll tally up on a few things. And I really appreciate having you on again.
Thank you, B.
All right, we will catch you on the next one, guys.